folks. We have a very special guest for you tonight.
Hello, we've been expecting you.
This is not a test. Your government and corporate overlords have implemented new measures for your own health and safety. We are just following orders.
Everything is going to be fine.
I'd like to introduce...
Welcome everyone to another If by Whiskey. Jake, how are you, man? That intro,
always
man,
with the sexy voice, but you have to do that after the piano plays.
I feel like it just gets me in this vibe, and then we get to rage, and then the end is just once again, it's just So it's
It'll be
beautiful.
rage
How are you?
tonight for sure.
We are totally gonna rage because we got a very special guest that's down there that we're gonna be pulling up very shortly, man. So how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm trying to stay up on all the craziness going on right now. I see that we're going to be making Iran great again, so I'm trying to get on. I got to order my new hat.
It's your new Miga, yeah. You got
Yeah,
some-
I'm watching all these fucking simps do their backflips over trying to explain why this is all such a good idea. I'm watching people melt down in real time, and it's pretty fascinating to
Glorious.
watch, I gotta say. Between the
It's
Matt
glorious
Walshes
to
and
me.
the Nick Fuenteses, and
Mel,
they're all losing their goddamn minds.
it's I think I said some because our special guest, we said some about some on a long enough timeline, right? What is it from Fight Club? Long enough timeline, the probability to exist is 0. You know, it's like you're gonna pick a wrong side at some point in your career. Just don't do the wrong side like this, man. You got to be better. I don't know.
I think
Anyway,
the worst
so-
part about all the Venezuela thing is one of my favorite comedians, Tom Segura, and his wife are stuck down in the Caribbean because
No way.
they shut down a bunch of airspace after they captured Maduro.
Oh.
And they're literally stuck in the Caribbean. I mean,
Well,
if
that's
you
not
gotta
the
be,
worst place to get stuck, I
Yeah.
guess.
you got to be stuck somewhere. I mean,
Christina and
yeah.
Tom. Yeah, so cool. Well, we are going to definitely talk more Venezuela with our special guest, but you just did a recording on another show. Do you want to share that a little bit? Because you just told me about it. I'd love to hear it.
I did. Well, we had a crazy storm here up in the Northwest a few weeks ago when you and I were supposed to go on the White Pillbox together. I wasn't able to. I was in the dark, literally. But Mark rescheduled my interview. I did that yesterday and taped it last night. And so he's doing his awesome production wizardry that he does, and he's going to put it out. But it was a really good interview. Not because of me. He asked amazing questions. We covered a lot of stuff, though. We covered Clint, we covered Dave Smith, we covered just from everything from the nap to music, and he was, it was awesome. It was fun.
Well, that's awesome, and I think we actually need to connect our guest with Mark after this. So,
I definitely think so.
So now that we've got some of our pleasantries out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Toad. Hey, Toad.
What's up?
So, man. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do besides, play, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
I'm a lot of things. I mean, most people, I guess, probably know me as a shit poster on Twitter. And I guess an internet comedian who was formerly on Tower Gang, the comedy show Tower Gang. I'm also a sports bettor. I am a software engineer as well, or at least I have been for the last couple decades, up until I got fired recently for shit posting too hard, and for the other thing that I do, which is play ukulele very remedially. I do ukulele covers. I write music. I'm a vocalist. Yeah, a lot of things going on, and I used to be a libertarian. I guess I'm like a right-wing, I don't know, post-libertarian, whatever you want to call me. So I'm in the political sphere as well. Former presidential candidate for the LP.
Don't bury
really?
the
What year
lead.
was that? What year was that?
2024.
Oh, was it? Oh, was it? Wow, you're against Rec and all the other boys.
Yep.
Wow.
I got
Afro,
wrecked,
how many
yeah.
votes you get? Afro Man got 1. How many did you get?
I want to say it was like 16, maybe.
Nice, man. Congratulations. Did you beat Boot on Head guy?
He wasn't there.
Naked Boot on Head guy?
Vermin Supreme. He's in some like communist community. I have no idea where he is right now.
Did you say you got fired for some of your posts?
Yeah.
Was it my favorite ukulele cover that you've done?
Yeah, you haven't
it
heard
was.
this yet? Oh, please, Toad, come on, man.
Mark shared this with me a while back, and it was my, I mean, I've heard lots of covers, but when I heard you cover Kanye, I was like, oh, we got to talk to this guy. So is that the one that got you fired?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you getting
it's
fired.
cold.
If you're gonna go out, man, go out like that, I guess.
Yeah, it's really crazy because that song just disappeared from the internet because it was just not allowed anywhere. And the 1 week that it existed, because Tower Gang was still a thing at the time. It was actually shortly before Tower Gang ended as well, which was unrelated. It's just weird that it happened around the same time. But Clint was basically like, dude, how have you not covered this yet? You got to do it. I'm like, all right. I thought I was going to get maybe 500 likes on Twitter, whatever, 1,000. Probably that would have probably been the most that I would have gotten on a ukulele cover in the past. No, this one got I don't even know what it was. It was 9 million impressions. It didn't get that many likes because people either really liked it or they really hated it. It went viral enough that I got doxxed by whom I'm not exactly sure, although I have my guesses that it may have been somebody in the libertarian sphere, because it's very libertarian of you to, if you hate somebody because they don't have the same views as you in the libertarian realm, oh yeah, let's just figure out who this guy is, figure out where he works, call his company where he's worked for 9 years and tell them to fire him. And then that is what happened. But they also waited for an entire week until I was working remotely to fire me. It was they thought I was going to shoot up the office or something. I'm like, it's so crazy. And then they disguised the meeting where they fired me as a standard engineering meeting. So it was totally deceptive. And then I had to get my severance, I had to sign something that also required me to agree to, I had to agree to it within 10 days of getting it. And in agreeing, I also had to agree to not take any legal action. So they put me in a bind basically. So if I couldn't procure,
Did they put you under duress? Did they paint you into a corner basically? You need
Yeah.
to sign this, ban. This is best for all of us. You want to do this. Did they use all those tactics?
well, my other option would have been to not sign it, but then I wouldn't have gotten the severance.
Right. Okay. So you were gone either way. It was happening. It wasn't like they were trying
Yeah.
to coerce you in. Okay.
Yeah, and this is the
Well,
same
and-
company that they imposed the vaccine on everybody, and I was the only one at the company, I'm pretty sure, that never took the vaccine. I just pushed them right to their limit with it, and they never fired me over it, even though
Nice.
they required it, and they banned me from the office and had me working from home for 2 years. And then the mandate got knocked down, and we were not even a 100-person company, so we didn't even it didn't even apply to us. But whatever, they just do whatever is mandated, man. It's Massachusetts, it's progressive blue hellhole, and then when the mandate got knocked down, finally, they were just come back to the office, and they acted like that whole thing never even happened. And they rejected my religious exemption as well. And I could not get a medical exemption, even though I think I have legitimate reasons to get one. The whole medical establishment was totally captured. And my PCP wouldn't even talk to me. I have a neurologist, and he was like, I recommend you get the vaccine. I'm like, this is insane. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I mean, at least you got the severance so you can fund yourself to do more Hitler covers.
Yeah. Well, after I got
Well,
fired,
no, sorry. Time out. They're Kanye West covers. They're Ye covers, dude.
yay. Yeah.
Yay covers.
Well, after I got fired, I did do the throw the Jew down the well, the Borat.
Oh,
song.
nice.
I did that right after that because I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna lean into it a little bit.
Yeah, now lean into it. Right at that point, you might as well do it. But the funny thing is, it's funny you talk about the Libertarian Party and stuff. It's like, oh, so libertarians are play politics just like everybody else. They don't give a shit about principles either. Is that what you're trying to share with us?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Beautiful. I like to hear that. Yeah, that's
Well,
why I skimmed very barely through it and was like, oh, this is the same as the other two wings of the bird.
We've got we got a strike. Was it one strike from YouTube, Mark?
We got one in each channel, yeah.
So we're technically on notice until February, but I think we're
February
probably not gonna
17th. I think
clear
it's
it
your
after-
daughter's birthday or something.
We're not going to clear it after tonight.
But you're able to
Yeah,
live
but
stream.
so
anyway,
we can be
though.
clear though. This is a historian channel. We're talking about the history of the N word and the
Yeah.
history of how this gets to the level that it does. So I think we can do this in a very historical context.
Yeah. Are we allowed to say it on here or not?
I don't. I don't tell anyone not to say something. That's just me.
All right.
I know that speech has consequences, clearly, right? I mean, you kind of live that, and we all know this stuff. That's kind of the thing, is like the point of free speech is also the point to not say it. Okay, cool. But all right, you speak your truth, Toad.
I try, yeah.
All right, so you mentioned Venezuela, Jake. You want to get started into this? Talk a little bit about that, and Toad, we'd love to hear your thoughts. But Jake, you brought it up, man. What's going on?
Brought up what? Which part?
Venezuela.
Oh,
All the good
Jesus.
stuff in Venezuela.
You know, I wish everybody just understood what non-intervention actually means, instead of people saying, "Oh, I'm as non-interventionist as they come," but let's go take all their oil and take over their government and run a country when we can't even fucking run our own country. You know, it's one of those things where, like, you got to laugh or you're going to cry and pull your hair out. And that's where I'm at. It's like, to watch these people justify, and Glenn Beck is one of them, you know, to watch these people like, oh, well, we're doing this because we're cutting off China's oil so that China doesn't get, we're protecting our hemisphere. And it's like, meanwhile, you know, I listened to Clint today and he points out that, like, China gets 5% of their oil from Venezuela. So it's like, oh, they're just going to go buy more from Russia. You're not going to hurt China by doing this. We're literally just going in to take out a dictator, which, I mean, that's a tale as old as time for our country. But then they take the guy out who doesn't like the tiny hat people, and they put somebody in who is a proponent of the tiny hat people. And it's so blatantly obvious what they've done. And I'm not saying that's the only motivation, but I'm sure that there were some donors leaning on the button to make this thing happen. And it's like, you know, our this whole administration is so captured, and they're so quick to do the bidding of the donors. And then you see like the meme is with the chip in the MAGA head. It's like, oh, now we're cool with regime change. Like the guy who was the no more regime change, no more endless wars, no more nation building is doing exactly that. He's bombed like 6 countries in his first year as president.
Yeah.
So you can tell I have feelings on it.
What's that? My feelings on it?
No, I said you can tell I have
Toad.
feelings on it, but what are yours?
Oh,
Yeah, you got feeling. Toad, I'd love to hear your thoughts too. Yeah, Jake, thanks for sharing that, man. That's a good start for the show, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, well, yeah, like as you already mentioned, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, and I actually think it is almost entirely Israel is the motivation for this, as with, I think, all the other regime change efforts, wars, whatever you want to call it, that the U.S. has carried out over the last couple of decades. It seems to always be the case. We're going to replace this Israel unfriendly dictator with an Israel friendly one. And it is also to kind of have your stake, like in that, like it's like geopolitical as well. Like you want to have your chosen guy, like the chosen people. You want to have your chosen guy, like running that particular company too. I think it does have to do with oil as well, because it seems like these are always oil rich countries as well. But what I'm surprised by is the amount of people who I thought were like sort of the anti-war right wing. Like obviously I'm not shocked at all that you have the neocons that are all on this side, like Glenn Beck, whatever. Like that's not shocking at all. Those guys are all promoting this. Clearly they're going to. But like these other people that I think you mentioned earlier in the show, like Nick Fuentes and I mean, it's almost everybody. It seems like it's everybody on the right wing except for like small clusters of us. Like I think you can almost name on like one hand like who's still good on the issue right now, which is just insane. Like it's basically like Dave Smith, Clint, Candace Owens, Tucker might be. I don't even know. Like who else is even like actually good?
It's
on
like
this
Gaza.
right now?
It's literally like Gaza. Like you should be a hard no on this bullshit. You should be a hard no. Invading a sovereign nation and kidnapping the leader.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then just saying, "Oh, it wasn't a leader." Okay, thanks, Narco Rubio.
And
Anyway, go ahead, man. It just sends me
Right.
charging
It
it with
sends me
gun
out.
crimes from our country, like, oh, we're gonna make our gun laws stick on you. It's like, what's going on?
They're all FRT, man. It's okay.
Yeah, and then you have well, I guess shout out to like I guess Thomas Massey, obviously Ron Paul. They're on the right side of this as always, and MTG is as well. But she just stepped down from Congress probably because she was pushed out, which they're basically trying to do that with Massey as well, as they usually tend to do.
I think they were going to just start releasing dirt on her, and she wasn't
really?
interested. I think so. And I think they have it on everybody. I really do. And it's just everyone gets motivated differently. Like that Hawthorne guy said, bring on the hookers and blow, dude. I'm good. But like MTG's like, I don't really want to talk about that thing I had to do to get in the club,
I'm not saying that there is no dirt, but even if there is, I mean, if there's no dirt, they're just going to make dirt, and it's easy enough to sell that whether she did something or not. I mean, she doesn't have to have a Lauren Boebert in the movie theater moment to actually get in trouble for anything.
Did that even make Boebert look bad at all?
That added points, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Handy in a theater?
Yeah.
Handy in a public theater and with a crowd? That adds points, my friend.
Yeah,
I
her
would've voted
boyfriend was
for her
grabbing
after
her
that.
boob. Yeah.
It worked for what? Paris Hilton. It worked for Kardashian. It worked for every sex tape works, man.
Yep.
So yeah, that's where we're at. Venezuela's like, so any new developments, basically we're stealing their resources and then redistributing them.
Well,
I reposted his post and actually wrote Communist Manifesto.
We're running their
We're going
country.
ape shit.
So
Yeah,
there's that. We're running
Miller
their country.
is running the country now. Apparently. Yeah,
I'm so glad you brought up Stephen Miller. Okay, I'm going to do it now because you already brought him up. Here we go. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this because I got it right here. Hold on, let me clip it. I've got it clipped right here. All right, here we go.
Just be like Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller likes Israel a lot, wants Israel to prosper and everything. But when people think of Stephen Miller, all they think about is this guy's amazing. Like
What?
Miller wakes up trying to do things for America. And then if you do that, we don't really care what Israel does, or at least I don't. Most of us wouldn't, or if there would be certainly less rancor around it.
What the fuck?
Dude, literally Tucker just goes, right. Right. Dude, what is this, Iraq before you fucking woke up, Tucker? What the hell's going on here, people?
I don't know. Is Tucker
I'm hitting mute.
Is he not good on this issue right now, Tucker? Like, I have not heard him even speak on it, so I have no idea. But he's just agreeing with Cernovich, which, I don't know. I mean, Cernovich fucks trannies and whatever, so I don't know why you would agree with this guy.
To be fair, I haven't seen I haven't seen the interview. Maybe Mark, I mean, that little clip, it seems like he was doing the but I'd give him the benefit of the doubt until I watched the whole thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was just, and of all the people to have on, like, why are you just gonna have him? He's just gargling Stephen Miller's balls in front of everybody. Like, what's the point? What's the point of just going on and like, oh yeah, Stephen Miller's so great. Like, no, he's not.
Yeah, and I don't want to be too harsh on Tucker, to be clear, to your point. Tucker likes everyone.
Yeah.
Tucker makes it like he makes it an effort to like you. So like he likes Cernovich. He likes him. And he'll like anyone. So like that, I love that about Tucker. But then when it comes to something like this, it's like, dude, come on, a little pushback. And I don't mean even the Nick Fuente stuff. It's just in a general sense. He tends to like get lulled into the people because he likes them. And I think that's great, but people do then overshare, which is kind of nice. It exposes them too, right?
Right. Yeah. Maybe it's more of I mean, Tucker's like trying to be courteous to his guests, I guess. Maybe Tucker's zoned out a little bit, give him the real benefit of the doubt. He's just not even listening to Cernovich at all. But
like,
in a way,
should.
he's letting Cernovich expose himself. You're right.
Well, yeah, and then the other thing, maybe he is a little more Monroe Doctrine-y. Maybe he's like, okay, this falls like within our hemisphere. Maybe that's his line. I saw his interview with Matt Gaetz. They kept talking to our side and us, and it's like, dude, you're still there? You're still on us and them? Like, I don't get that.
See, I feel like this is like the beginning of the snowball, because I mean, granted, the snowball's been going down the hill forever, but this is the beginning of the current iteration where we're going to go in and we're going to quote unquote run this country where we can't even run our own. We're going to run this country. We're going to take over all of the private industry, dump tons of taxpayer dollars into the infrastructure to build it up. while American companies are going to make money on it. But don't worry, now we're on a roll. Now we're going to go get Cuba too. And while we're at it, we're going to print as much money as we need to buy Greenland. So fuck you going to the grocery store and trying to buy anything. The currency is going to get debased further, and we're just going to go, hey, how much do you want for Greenland? We just got monopoly money. Let's go.
Yeah, and they're also
silver is over $80 an ounce, guys. I stopped buying in April when it was like 31 or 32. Like that indicator scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, obviously, it's indicating, something is not right. Yeah, the dollar is becoming worth less and less. I'm assuming they're printing even more and more of it to fund all this shit that they're doing. They're now talking about they're talking about regime change in Colombia and Nicaragua as well. If you haven't heard that. It's all just insane, dude. And they're selling it off of these ridiculous lies that everybody's just buying. Like, the lies that I see out there are insane. Like, the Venezuela is trafficking fentanyl, which is completely false. This isn't a war at all. And that all they did was go in, like, really precise. And, like, it was like the lie is basically like they sucked Maduro out of the country without doing anything else. That's basically what people are saying. It's not even a war. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's one of the lies. Oh my God. It's crazy.
How did they get
William's
him out
on?
so
I just got to give a shout out to William in the comments because he left Bree and Sean to hear me. Well, first of all, William, thank you so much. So kind of you to talk and be so kind to me. You're such a nice guy until I sound crazy. But thanks for joining us. Anyway, I'll let you go, Jake.
No, I just to Toad's point, it's like, we just easily went in the middle of the night and to a country that has a military and just pulled this guy out. No, don't worry, nobody died, which they did, but nobody died. So
80.
We just went and plucked him out, and then he just ends up like going for the camera, like, yeah, cool, they got me. Like, no fight, no, like, there's obviously something going on here, and it seems like there was a deal made ahead of time to have some sort of like, hey, you do this for us. All these charges are already falling apart. From what I've seen, I mean, I'm obviously no legal expert, but all the charges, it seems like they're already going after him are falling apart. Or at least the argument against the charges is pretty strong. So he's probably going to get a slap on the wrist, get exiled, probably with our fucking tax dollars, and we're going to support him the rest of his life while we pump oil out of his country. And sure, maybe he wasn't rightfully elected. Maybe some of the people there don't want him. But then you see all those videos too of everybody from the fucking World Cup. Yeah, and all the videos they're posting of like, oh no, they're so happy. Meanwhile, I'm watching Redacted the other day, and they've got someone on the ground in Caracas interviewing people. And look, there's going to be both sides, but my point is they're finding plenty of people who were like anti-Maduro that were out there like protesting that they didn't want him, and then there's plenty of people who are completely pro-Maduro out there protest. So they're just showing you old Argentina soccer clips and telling you, oh my God, Trump did these people such a huge favor. They're so grateful to us. And I hate the PSYOP word because it's so overused, but it's like, here we fucking go again.
Yeah. And it's not even like,
go ahead.
Well, I don't even think it has to, like, the whole thing isn't even just you're anti-Maduro or pro-Maduro as far as like the people on the ground in Venezuela. Like, I think it's like, how do they feel about another country, a foreign country coming in and replacing their leader with somebody else? Like, don't you think they're opposed to that regardless of what the replacement is? Like, why would they want that? Oh, this other country is coming in and dictating what we do in our country? No, fuck that. So I would imagine the majority of people would be opposed to that. I'm just guessing.
And I love the trope of people are cheering. I'm like, people cheered when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So what's your fucking point?
Yeah.
What's your point that people cheered? 50% of people, 49.3 would cheer when Trump got shot at. Okay. What's your fucking point? Like, that's not a reason for a just or moral anything. So, and I hope there's maybe more. Can we get another person on here? Cause there's only 3 dumb talking heads apparently.
I was hoping Gregory talking about us, but hey, maybe so.
I hope not, but welcome regardless. So anyway,
a lot of the talking heads are like, some of them are actually dumb, but others are actually just, they know exactly what they're doing and they're just spouting propaganda, completely knowing that that's what they're doing. And then of course, some of them are a combination of both. So all of that is the case.
So there's so many things about this, right? We talk about immigration. Oh, Marco Rubio signed the bill with Bob fucking Menendez of all people.
Ugh.
You know, Gold Bar Bob, the guy with the gold bar and the cash in his pocket,
He's the guy
literally
from New
signed that
Jersey,
bill to
right?
keep 500,000 Venezuelans in America. Oh, we got a Venezuela problem. Oh, most record number of airstrikes in Somalia. We got a Somalia problem. What a shock that we keep getting the problem from the places where they happen to put countries where our air bases and bombs happen to land. It's really ridiculous.
Right, but that's the other thing. If you're going to bomb Venezuela, that's going to cause a bunch of Venezuelan refugees. And where are they going to go? They're going to go to the U.S. So you're flooding the U.S. with more refugees. That's exactly what we're seeing with all the Middle East shit. You're bombing these countries. Those refugees are flooding into Europe and whatever. Like, you want that? You want that to happen here with these countries? Because that's what's going to happen.
They can go to Greenland after we buy it and see what people that live in the Caribbean like about living up near the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, just put them all in Greenland. Yeah, nobody even lives. Dude, what is the deal with Greenland? Like, are there natural resources there? Like, what's the deal with it? Like, there are so few people that live there. I don't understand. Like, why do we want this huge, like, chunk of ice that's up there?
I think there's a lot of rare earth
and shit.
I think there's a lot of rare earth minerals, and they're playing the strategy card as far as like the geolocation of where.
Right, they're playing the land game, which they'll just plant a shit ton of fucking ICBMs along the coast or something. You know what I mean? It's like, why wouldn't they? You know, that's exactly what they want to threaten. They want to get as close as they can and shorten that distance of time to make the decision shorter, so we can all fucking die. It's. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're not on the white pill box, so I can say this stuff.
To target Iceland? Like, what are they targeting? Europe?
No. Well, I mean, I'd imagine, how close is Greenland to some targets in Russia, maybe along that, the top whole part, or
not as close as Alaska. Although, well,
I failed maps, dude.
Well, Alaska is by far the closest part of the U.S. to Russia, but it's also close to the part of Russia where nobody lives, basically, I think.
Right.
So I don't like, you're still not that close to Russia. Like, from Greenland, you still have to go across like a lot of ocean, and then like Iceland is in there, and then you hit like Scandinavia, basically, like Norway, whatever, and then you hit like Norway, Sweden.
I don't
Finland,
support the excuse. I'm just wondering what their excuse is. I'm trying to spitball because I honestly don't know, other than like more land grab.
I've heard that, but
Jake, rare earth, right? They're rare.
I've also heard like there's waterways. There's waterways that they were in control also, because as soon as you buy Greenland with money we don't have, then you start building bases over there, and then you start staging military apparatus over there, and now all of a sudden you're so much closer to defend, to just look for the next regime to go take over, and now they're saying that with Greenland, it's like, we'll have all of North America. It's like, did you forget about Canada and Mexico?
Yeah. Well,
and Miller was talking. Did you hear Miller where he got asked by, well, not that Jake Tapper's a journalist, but Jake Tapper asked about military intervention, and he's like, we will do it. And you're like, and then Katie, his beautiful wife, not the crazy one that we're going to do a whole podcast on, with the American flag draped over Greenland. Soon, my psychopathic friends. It'll be ours.
Yeah, I think
apparently we got a weird bots. We got Trump #1 from like this dude and this dude, and like I've never had that, so I think that's your fault, Toad. You ever had that? I think Israel. I think Israel's coming in or something.
Yeah. I've been going hard against them. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this.
But I think
don't know what's happening here.
But like Canada and Mexico or whatever, like they already have Jew-friendly leaders, so like. That's why, like, those countries are already considered to be part of the American apparatus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the important question is, Toad, is do we really think it helps to ask a bunch of useless questions?
I don't know. What is this guy even referring to?
I have no idea. I've never seen this, by the way. We're getting like Ian Carroll or something.
Hey,
have you ever seen his feed when he goes live? All the bots and stuff that attack him?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
All right. Hey, can we talk about speech for a second? Free speech? Because I got this one
please.
clip I've been chomping. All right, let me share this clip. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. I will hit mute after this.
Giving unfair advantage to authoritarian governments against democratic countries. First Amendment type of...
That's already happening?
That's already happening. You're seeing the polarization in countries that allow for the First Amendment and protect it, which is great. And I know it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online, and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking.
The government.
The government should
control the social media.
Yeah, should do that.
That guy's name is Shlomo.
I was gonna say it if you didn't.
Yeah,
yeah. John Lovitz's character on Hoisha, on Moisha, on Shlomo.
yeah.
Go
And I
ahead,
think
Toad.
did it say he works for Cato as well, the supposed libertarian think tank? And he's out there saying we need
he's
to
a
crack
billionaire
down
too,
on
yeah.
speech. Yeah, he's obviously a Jew. He's saying we need to crack down on anti-Semitic speech on all these social media platforms. I mean, this is what they want. They want this new era of tyranny in which they're cracking down on speech. Yeah, like basically they're going to lump everybody who opposes Israel is going to get lumped in together as being like a terrorist, basically. So like we're going to get lumped in with like the insane leftists that are all out there, free Palestine, whatever. Yeah, because clearly we're the same as those freaks. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say too, like I thought Mark's intro voice was nice and soothing, but there's nothing I want to hear more than that voice talk to me like that about taking away
What we
rights.
need to do is
Come
control
on,
the
man.
First Amendment, only so we can preserve the First Amendment. Und ja, and the government must step in there and do it.
Yeah. Oh man. I thought
there
that
we
was
are on that.
Chank Uyghur at first when I first saw his face. I thought it was Chank.
It does look like a slimmed down chink.
But Chank would be way better on this issue though.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
Chank is good on an issue. Like talk about
Yeah.
blind squirrel finding a nut, man.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, man. Go ahead, please.
No, I mean Chank. Yeah, I mean he's good on a few things. Like mostly he's good on on the Israel the Israel stuff as far as like he's anti-Zionist at the very least. So yeah, you can rely on him for something. That tells you how bad like some of these right wingers are. If they're worse than that guy.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of I guess what do you expect? Of course, and that people like that are going to say things like that in that position are going to get airtime because it's just provocative, regardless. But the fact that there's somebody, I mean, that's basically Barry Weiss too. I mean, Barry Weiss has the same view and the same speech, better voice, but same view, the same point and same goal of trying to police speech. And it's like I understand why they're doing it, but it's like, do they not understand also that there's 300 and something million people that aren't going to go for it, at least on this continent?
I would hope. I hope that's the
I don't
case.
think they care. I don't think they
God.
care anymore. They're just telling us, like, hey, fentanyl, WMDs. Remember when that didn't work? Remember when I actually did a debate against Jeb Bush about it? And I retreaded that same trope to, just kidnap a leader? Like, come on. Where are we? Like, I don't even know what topsy-turvy world we're living in right now.
I don't know. It's at the point where they're willing to say more crazy shit like right to your face, which I think it's kind of the it's sort of where was my mind going with that? It's like I think it's sort of the signs of a decaying empire, right? It's almost like they're getting totally desperate to the point, but that's kind of dangerous because now it's like they're so desperate they're just gonna tell you exactly what they're doing. And they're going to try to do it.
The more you tighten your grip, the more systems slip through your fingers.
Yeah, and now this guy's out there saying it. Shlomo is saying this, and he's putting that stuff on the Tom Woods index card, basically. So now it's part of the allowable opinion that's being talked about, basically, which that becomes dangerous, too, because it's pushing like the talking points in that direction, basically, or what's allowed to be talked about. And yeah, I don't know what is up with all these people in the chat.
Dude, this is great. No, I'm gonna pull this up. So first of all, Will.i.am, do you mind reading William's thing, Jake? It's great.
What, too much bread and circus? The people are clueless or don't care.
Totally. Now this one I'd like to address. Let me answer this. who's imposing sanctions for no fucking reason on the people? So who's starving them?
The U.S. is blockading
yeah,
Venezuela, and
Yeah,
other
I'm sorry,
countries
who's
are trying
starving
to break
the
the blockade.
Venezuelans. Right. Who actually starving them? Gaba Blobly Blopsky.
The U.S. is doing it, and then you have the Russian coalition, Russia and whatever other countries are there trying to break the blockade. They're
And
trying
they
to
took
actually
a Russian flag ship. Is this like USS Liberty 2.0, like the anti-Liberty or something? What the fuck?
No, because that was a false flag. This is actually like naval warfare. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's crazy, man. What is going on in the chat though? This is really interesting.
I know it's getting wild. They think we're like leftist, like TDS people too. Dude, I voted for Trump this time because I just thought that there might be some chances to get some wins out of him. I'm not going to just buy everything that he's doing if he's not doing what I wanted him to do, and in fact he's doing the complete opposite.
Certainly not what he ran on.
What the fuck am I supposed to do? Yeah.
Well, 100%. And one of the things I talked with Mark about last night is you got to call it like you see it. You got to call balls and strikes. And if he's going to do things that you like, the border,
free Ross,
great, free Ross. But then when he does the things that he says he's not going to do, you're not supposed to just be like, oh, he's so awesome because whatever. You have to call out the things that he says he's not going to do that he goes and does.
Yeah, the border stuff is like not
president.
even. Yeah, like border stuff, I think a lot of that was just for show. Like, hey, look, we have these flights that are flying people out of here to El Salvador or whatever. But I don't think there was really that much of it, nowhere near enough. And part of this whole Trump apparatus, Trump, Elon, whatever, you got like Vivek and like that whole thing where they're trying to bring in all these like H-1Bs. So it's like, what are you talking about? Like, it's probably net positive immigrants coming into the country. And that's not what we voted for. It's not what I voted for.
So my comment to this is, sure, it could be about the petrodollar, and that makes sense. We want to keep people trading oil and with the American dollar. But the reason I don't give a shit is because you keep debasing the American dollar. If you cut the spending, balance the budget, and started paying off the debt, and then made a move like this to protect our money, that's a different perspective. I can hear your argument. But when you're literally like opening the back door and throwing it all out while you're trying to bring more in the front, can't take you seriously. So sure, it might be about the petrodollar, but until we actually strengthen the dollar and stop debasing it, there's no point in trying to keep propping up the oil sales in American dollars.
Right. And I saw Andrew Huff was like saying some stuff about the petrodollar stuff and saying that it's not entirely that, because I guess there are only like 2 nations that can actually refine crude oil, including the U.S. So there's something else going on. But I was like, well, doesn't it, like, the petrodollar would still make sense, right? Because it still has to do with like the sale of crude oil. But I guess because there are only 2 countries that would actually wind up being the ones demanding it, I guess. I don't know. He's saying that it's not quite the petrodollar. I didn't fully understand what his point was, but I don't know. But it does seem like there's something to do with the petrodollar as far as all these regime change operations that the U.S. is carrying out. Like, they're doing it against leaders that will not tie the price of oil to the U.S. dollar. But maybe it's just kind of a coincidental thing, though, and it's more like, oh, well, these leaders, they're not friendly to Israel at the same time. So I don't know.
2 for 1 deal.
I really think it's just crazy because you're sitting here going, okay, so we want their oil. Why don't we have a relationship with them? I feel like people are resistant to your point, Toad, very early on. I think they're resistant to you coming in and stepping on their neck and forcing freedom upon them. You know what I mean? Forcing liberty. It's like, dude, that's not how this shit works. I mean, you watch. I'm not a China defender, but watch China. China's like, you do your thing. We'll just keep you on the teat and we'll get cheap oil because we can, and we'll buy it and we'll have a relationship. When that relationship sours, we'll figure out ways around it or something new.
Yeah.
Like, hello. Why can't we try the collaborative effort for once? I mean, it worked so great for us, for our advancement when we were prospering before we got in all the wars. I mean, Dave Smith, I watched a recent one, right? He talked about how prosperous, the reason we were so prosperous before World War I, because we weren't in like crazy fucking wars all the time.
Right. That and the Fed got created at the same time, and all that shit happened.
Right.
at the
Obviously,
same time,
1913, right? But I just mean the imperialism like that we created was really out of the war because they looked to us to really do it after that, to take over for Britain.
Right. And then I think the income tax, I think, came back at that point too. A lot of bad shit under the Wilson administration there.
Yeah,
but
16th and 17th Amendments, right? 16th was income tax. 17th was state senators were elected instead of selected by the state.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
obviously
also
the Fed.
really bad. Yeah, direct elections of senators, terrible. Because it makes it straight democracy. So also bad. But this Venezuela thing, people also don't seem to get that the U.S. has been trying to replace Maduro since at least 2019. Like in 2019, they were trying to replace him with Guaido, and like basically it didn't take. Like there were military operations.
Nobody remember
there.
Bolton? Nobody remember. That's why Bolton is now in trouble for the shitty.
Yeah, I just remember there were like CIA ops there, and there were some stupid like libertarians that were like promoting it. Like basically what the pro-war people are all doing right now. We need to save the Venezuelan people. It's like, no, we heard that in 2019 about Venezuela. We've heard that about all these other countries across all of time. Like, did you live through 9/11 or did you not? And I got 9/11 wrong at the time because I was 16, so I didn't know any better. But that was what the propaganda was. We're coming to liberate the people of Iraq. Like, what are you talking about?
Look,
and
there was
Iraq
a
had nothing to do with 9/11.
found in the rubble.
Yeah.
There was a passport in the rubble, Toad. Come on.
Yeah.
There was a passport in the Tesla guy's car that blew up. There was a passport.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I mean, come on. These passports tell us the story about everything, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein had some Israeli passports, if you were unaware. Yeah.
Color me shocked.
It's all, I don't know. All of it seems like, I don't even know, but I just wanted to point out because Jake was talking about how it seems like almost it's like a stage show with the way Maduro was out of there. Because like, why is Maduro like looking all cool with the headphones and his bottle of water coming out of there? Like, that's not what a U.S. coup usually looks like. And then he's like smiling and laughing. I'm like,
you guys remember what Saddam Hussein looked like?
For sure. Do you remember what Gaddafi looked like?
I was gonna say Gaddafi. yeah.
Well, Gaddafi was. Yeah, that wasn't even. We didn't even get there, but woo.
Yeah. So there's a big difference between a bayonet up the ass versus what Maduro looked like here. So there's something weird going on here.
No, I agree, and all these arguments too about liberating, and it all falls apart when you know that now they're going for Cuba, and then of course the big one we haven't even covered, other than the hat that I need to order, is Iran. Like you got Lindsey Graham coming out of the bathroom on the Air Force One, wherever he was, looking like he needs to wipe his lips. And standing there with Trump with the big shit-eating grin with the hat that says "Make Iran Great Again." It's like, and then you're talking about, we need to win the midterms or I'm going to get impeached. It's like, maybe stop doing shit like that. Maybe just start there.
Yeah. Well, Iran is like the main country that the U.S. has wanted regime change in for a long time, and they haven't been able to accomplish it. That's like the last one, I think, on the list from the I don't remember the guy's name right now. It's slipping my mind. It's all
Wesley Clark.
The Wesley Clark. Yeah, memo. Yeah, exactly. Like I think Iran might be the only one left on that list that was not.
Sudan is the only other one. We actually haven't done anything, but it's a fucking shit show there.
Yeah, the U.S. has been involved.
It's a failed state. Yeah, it's a failed. It's a failed boundary area.
Yeah, and all of these countries got destabilized completely. Libya is an open slave trade, open slave market. Yeah, probably the worst of all of them. Somalia.
No terrorism in Africa. Yeah. No terrorism in Africa before Libya falls. Now there's like 30 freaking terrorist organizations in Africa. Yeah, and you're like, look, we know that tyrants look at Putin and look at the basic stability he's kept for 20, 30 years. It's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Iran. I mean, it's going to be difficult for the U.S. to do that in Iran. And if the U.S. winds up with troops on the ground, it's going to be really bad because Iran is a pretty large country, like geographic, like land area wise, and it has a pretty large population. So it would be probably worse than Vietnam.
I don't know how, honestly, like if they're really going to make an effort at it, I don't know how you do it without boots on the ground. I mean, I would just assume that's part of it.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to. Like Trump, in his first term, of course, he took out Soleimani when he was outside of Iran because he was one of the Iranian officials or whatever. And I think Trump killed him when he was in like Syria or Iraq or something.
It was Iraq at a wedding, right? He was at.
They're
attending a
bombing
wedding.
weddings. What? Just like Obama? They all bomb weddings.
He bombs 16-year-old American citizens. You got that all wrong.
Yeah, and Trump has actually exceeded Obama. Obama bombed 7 different countries he started 5 new wars, continued to, and bombed, 7 different countries, I believe, in his presidency. And Trump has already bombed 8 during this term.
Is it 8? Yeah, I thought I heard 6, but
I think it's 8. Yeah.
Still, that's not a record.
I saw 7. It's all over and it doesn't even matter. Tied or with Obama doesn't matter at that point.
During Trump's first term, he didn't really do that much. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. Like, he kind of moved troops around in Syria. He didn't get out of Afghanistan, although he kind of forced Biden to get out of Afghanistan. So Trump, first term actually was nowhere near this bad. And then, he did kill that Iranian, Soleimani. But this is way worse. This is like, I don't know what to even call this. This is like mega Trump or something, and not in a good way. Like, it's just all war, whereas his first term really wasn't.
No, and it's like a new imperialism too. Like, I don't understand this new, like, okay, now we need to take Cuba, we need to take Greenland because it's for our hemisphere. It's like, why do we have to keep doing this? I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. Like, other than the obvious, the money, of course, because it always goes back to that. But I don't understand why all of a sudden this rush of like, all right, I got a year under my belt, I'm gonna go fucking nuke the world before I can't run again.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm just still.
But he's you guys don't understand. He's the peace president. I don't think you guys saw the memo. You guys didn't get the memo on that?
Yeah.
Did you see Machado or Marion, whatever the lady is? She's like, I will give him his award. I want to wait till the right time to do it, to give it to him, because he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. He the one who deserves it more than me. I want to give it to him, and he shall reinstate me as the leader of Venezuela.
You almost sounded like South Park doing Jennifer Lopez there. That was good.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. As long as I look good, I don't.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened to that lady, because she's very pro-Israel, and now she's.
Trump no, that didn't make sense. Adelson would be like, of course.
It's probably just because Trump is like, this lady is trying to steal the Nobel Peace Prize from me. She cannot have it. The Nobel Prize is mine.
He wants to give it to her. She wants to give it to him. It's crazy. She's like, I'll give it to him. I swear I was going to give it to him. He deserves it.
Trump's like, nope, we're going to put a bald Nosferatu-looking man in Venezuela now. He's not even Venezuelan. Trust me, you'll love it. He's a Jew.
And I love it's like not just number of countries, but like Somali, he's bombed more than any time anybody has ever bombed Somalia in a year. And he broke his own record when he was 45. So
wait, he's bombing Minnesota?
And, and you're like, Clinton was involved in Somalia and he didn't even do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was the whole, the Black Hawk Down stuff. Yeah, people have seen
Jeremy
that
Piven
movie,
was a pilot.
Speaking of Minnesota, let's segue slightly. Did you see the woman that got shot today?
The woman got shot. We're talking
Minnesota.
about the ICE thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that? What did you see the video?
I saw the video, and now I'm hearing that the original story seemed to be a bit like propaganda. And now it seems like she was actually like being aggressive towards the ICE.
Well, it's
agents,
like anything,
I guess so. I don't know.
It's like anything when you see a clip is you never know what happened before that. Mm-hmm. Like you never know when they started hitting record. But
George Floyd.
It's a bit questionable from my perspective where, and we don't have to break it down. I don't have the clip pulled up unless you want to look for it, Mark. But it's like she pulls up and she looks like she's blocking. She's like perpendicular to the traffic that's coming.
She was one of those leftists blocking traffic, right?
Yeah.
So
it's just they get out of their car and they walk up to her, and while they're walking up to her, she tries to bone out. But when she does, there's another agent that's walking up like towards the front of her vehicle, and so that's the one that they're trying to say like, oh, she almost ran him over. And I gotta say, like, I see both sides of the argument. Your favorite Minnesota Senator, Congress, whatever, Ilhan Omar, she's Congresswoman, I think, but she posted something saying, "Oh, there's no way The agent was never in any sort of threat. And it's like the farthest on their side that you can be. And then you got Trump posting this thing. He's like, oh, he's in the hospital recovering. I don't know how he made it out of there. And it's like, he just jumped out of the way of the car when it took off. Like both sides are digging in, and the truth, obviously, like normal, is in the middle. But I want to know what happened before that tape started rolling. That's what I'm just curious your opinions on it.
I mean, I would have to see more footage. Like, I saw the footage and I couldn't really interpret like who actually was sort of the aggressor in that situation. Like, it seemed like it was kind of one of those situations where both sides kind of escalated it, but I don't know.
That was my take too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but watching that short just the first time, I'm like, she cut her wheel to the left when she backed up and cut her wheel to the right. She's clearly not going at the guy. She was doing like a K-turn. And it's like, if you're a well-trained person, you clearly look for the signs of where the front wheels are pointed. You know,
but she's a female driver, though, so you know.
It's true. I mean, it could just jump off the rails. Yeah, it could just totally go the other way. Oh, the car jumped out of my hands. Yeah, you know, you made a point. Touche. I'll shut up, Toad. That was a good point.
I do gotta say though, like, I am the first person that thinks that when people sit down in traffic in front of a car and they block the right of way, like, they should be drug off by their hair. So
yes. Oh, yeah.
I have no sympathy for anybody who's going to purposefully block traffic and try and make their point. I don't necessarily think she needed to die, but I also I can see how, again, in that moment, and I'm not justifying the shooting, but I could see in that moment maybe thinking real quick, like, oh my gosh, she's coming at me. I just don't know why you've got to go straight to popping caps.
That is what these agents do. But then you got like some of the, like, basically the left libertarians are all like, fuck that pig. Like, they're all just completely on her side. As a right winger, I have a tendency to be opposed to her side completely, because she's one of those insane leftists that just stands in the middle of traffic. But then, the reality of this individual situation, I think, is somewhere in the middle. I don't know. It's a mess.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. They made me take my shoes off again at TSA 3 out of 4 times, and I give them an earful every time up to the limit where I can.
Yeah,
right,
but
I admit I give them an earful until they're like, all right, had enough. I'm like, I think I'm okay at this point. Yeah, we're good. But I'll do that because I'm a sane individual. Who knows what she did, right? But clearly it escalated. But I'd also argue these new ICE agents are fat, out of shape, untrained pieces of shit. Like,
well, not all of them. I mean,
not all of them. No,
Dean Kane's there. Come on.
That's right.
Dean Superman's there. Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves there. Wait, he died.
No, I had the honor of flying this morning, and I had the extra honor of getting the extra pat down from TSA. So that was I got the like, hey, the strings on your pants, it must be that, but it set off the sensor. And I start getting the spiel about I gotta have to touch your dick, and the back of my hand, don't worry. I just go, okay, just do it. And he keeps talking. I go, okay, just do it. Get it done. Sir, I have to finish my spiel. I go, you're going to do it regardless. Just fucking do it. There's a line of people behind me. Do what you got to do. I'm not going to cry foul unless you try and make it sexy. So just get it done.
Yeah.
The guy told me crotch and like, do you have any rash? I go, I have a penis. And I looked around everybody just started laughing. I mean, what are you going to say? It's fucking great. I'm like, hey, thank you for protecting us since 9/11. Thank you for doing your duty.
Yeah. I remember flying before that. Like, people that did not fly prior to that, they don't even know, man.
I remember smoking on airplanes, guys. Sorry to date myself, but I remember ashtrays and actual cabins just full of billowed smoke.
They should have smoking airlines.
They should.
I don't smoke.
They should totally have that.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
With
You'll never get the smell out.
Slot machines in the airplanes too.
Yeah. Well,
cool slot machines, like whiskey, like pours, like a Jack Jägermeister upside down bottles every third slot machine.
Yeah. If you fly to Vegas, you get like a mile of slot machines in the airport as soon as you land. Like, they want you to lose a ton of money before you even make it out of the airport.
Or they want to get it all back before you leave. Yeah.
Yeah. Or either way, I hate that airport, the Vegas one.
You want to read that one, Jake? This one came out. This is interesting.
Oh, go
Timothy
for it.
Masterson.
Go for it.
Oh, my father fought in the Battle of the Bulge. His twin brother killed in Anzia. His other brother was on destroyer in Pacific Kamikaze twice, and his other brother was in Guadalcanal. Loved their
Damn.
country. Man,
That's just people from a different
that's like
time,
Saving
man.
Private Ryan shit right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's just from a
Did
different
Tom Hanks visit your house, sir? Are you the movie? That first of all, thank you for your service. That's impressive, or
Yeah.
for your service, their for service, everyone. That's impressive at that point. I can only imagine the time when like Pearl Harbor happened and what you felt. I remember after 9/11 too, but I'd already
Right.
I'd already failed the physical at that point.
I couldn't imagine being on a ship and seeing like a kamikaze pilot coming at you one time, let alone twice. Like that happened to him twice. That's insane.
Yeah. Couldn't have been the same
Well,
guy.
that's an amazing story, sir. We should have you on the
Definitely not the
podcast.
same guy.
Yeah, we're gonna have who's gonna have this guy on the podcast? Anyone? So
Yeah.
that's crazy. So Toad, you talked about betting. I'd love to hear a little about betting. I did an episode about like the predictive markets and how easy it's getting to bet to gamble, and how like I've seen bankruptcies beyond the inflation, but like because of the ease of gambling. And I think that excessive gambling's the lack of the health of the state, not because it's available. Like I think that porn and drugs and everything would be measured if we all were healthier society in general. We wouldn't look to those things. But I
agree.
think this stuff are effects of that. So I'd love to hear what's your specialty if you have one, or what do you gamble in, or what do you kind of share your information about that on? What are your thoughts about these predictive markets and these gambling online, the DraftKings and all these other things?
I agree with you about the cultural point there. That like the like trend culturally towards more and more of this is basically because it's kind of a cyclical thing. I think where you have this sort of like, I don't know if you want to call it a democratic government, but it's sort of like the Hoppe point where you have this government in there where these people are just like in the government temporarily. The government is us, whatever. Anybody can be in the government. It goes on, and it becomes a more high time preference society. That's what it creates. So people just have a tendency, they want whatever they want now. And then of course, because the dollar is worth less and less, the whole thing just creates more and more like degeneracy. So yeah, you're going to get more gambling, porn, all that type of stuff. From what I do with it is, like I actually try to like I take an actual like profit approach to it. Like I'm trying to use skill to actually win money, and that's what I've been doing in that sphere for like 2 decades. Like I started with poker, online poker, because I got into poker when I was in college, and it was legal in the US. You could actually gamble. You could play poker online. You couldn't sports bet. Then the government shut that down, like right after the huge poker boom happened.
It's because they had that Phil Hellmuth. Remember the Phil Hellmuth, Poker Jesus, Chris Ferguson? They were all like, they could see the hold cards. You remember?
Well, it was because of the main event of the World Series of Poker, an amateur finally won it. Chris Moneymaker.
Chris Moneymaker won against Sam Farha.
Yep.
Man,
yeah.
bluff of the fuck. I can't believe I watched that multiple times because I actually was a degenerate gambler. I used to go monthly.
Yeah.
But Farha folding there, man, that I don't know. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was like before I started getting into poker. So like that caused the boom, and then a couple of years later, so like the Moneymaker thing happened when I was probably like 18, and then when I was 21, 22 in college, then I started doing the poker, but then the government actually banned it, if you were unaware of that, in like 2008, and it hasn't come back. The government banned online poker, so professional poker players have to play it in person. So at that point, I was like, well, I already am involved in like these like football pick'ems and stuff like that. I'm like, I want to get better at that, so let's just figure out sports betting and see if I could do that. And this was just like kind of a thing that I was doing on the side, like while I was in college, and then I started doing it as almost like a side hustle while I was still doing software engineering once I graduated from college, still doing that the whole time up until I got fired this year, or last year now. But the whole time I was like gambling on the side, just what I could afford basically. So I'm being like really disciplined with it. It's sports betting for me, and it's all the major sports, man. I do NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, college basketball, and college football. And I also started doing WNBA because you can make money in the WNBA,
Wait,
man.
what was the color of the dildo and how many made it onto the field? What were the bets you were?
That's right. You could bet. You could bet on those once the dildos started happening. Yeah, you could actually bet on it. Yep.
That seems like a job of it in and of itself. That seems like so much research involved to have to be able to to actually play smart and make money at that.
It is, yeah. It takes a while. I think I have kind of an eye for it the way that I do it because I do it based on like human behavior almost, which is also weird that I got into like libertarianism a bit later on in like 2016, and then I got into like Austrian economics, and then I was thinking, well, this is bizarre because Austrian economics is all about how it's all based on human behavior and how humans interact with the market, and I'm like, that's crazy because that's already how I like handicap sports. It's about like what do I think the mental state of this team is going to be like after they're coming off like a huge game or they have a huge game up next or whatever. And I think in a situation like that, the team might not have a good game when they're in a situation like that if it's against some lesser opponent. And then people think I'm crazy because then I wind up having bets on these awful teams and stuff like that. But I'm like, yeah, but you're getting value on it, and then you're also on the side that like the public bettors don't want to be on. So you tend to be on the side that the books actually are going to win if it hits. And yeah, it's a whole crazy thing, but that's basically how I do it.
Do you get into like the poly market and the Kalshi and all that stuff of other things other than sports, or because they're betting on like what color tie is Trump going to wear today? Like they bet on everything.
Yeah, it's insane.
Suit or not?
Right. Yeah, I haven't really. I've only made like a few bets on those sites. That were basically just related to like elections is what I did. You might be able to bet some of the elections on the actual betting sites too. I'm not sure, but that's all I did there. And betting, by the way, was also illegal online, but it was easier to do because like poker, you couldn't do anything about it once it was banned. Like there weren't like underground online poker sites really, or not to my knowledge, at least, that were really good where you could like make money, but there were all these offshore sports books that were actually legit, that cater to like professional bettors and stuff that you could still access. You just had to kind of do it like use VPNs. You had to do a little like, I don't want to incriminate myself here, but you had to kind of just do it a little bit sneakily with your money.
Circumvent the system.
Right. So like you had to like take the money out in like kind of smaller increments and do it, through like another account sort of and whatever. But then of course, within the last couple of years, it became legal at the federal level, and now you can do it legally in like 30-something states right now. Although certain states have more sports books available than others. So, like I'm in Massachusetts. That's one thing that we actually have in Massachusetts because we're a degenerate state. We have like 7 or 8 sports books here. But some other states, like New Hampshire, only has 1. They only have DraftKings. So I don't know what the libertarians are doing up there, but...
Wasn't because I remember what you're talking about. Like I remember the online poker days. I want to say like early 2000s, and then all
Joker
that
Stars.
Yeah, and then all
I was on Poker Stars. Yep.
Yeah,
I know. And then
it
seems like DraftKings was like the catalyst for this newer way, and unless there was one before that, but it seems like DraftKings was like in a couple states, and then they were in all the states, and then I think the feds just opened it up.
Well, DraftKings started
fantasy. It was fantasy related more than it was.
Oh, okay.
So that was their workaround. It was. I think that's how they got around direct betting. They're like, we're not betting on things. We're using this as points to make things against.
Well,
you know
it was
what I mean?
a game of skill. Yeah, it was daily fantasy.
They could work it around that. Right.
DraftKings.
If you look,
and FanDuel
all those actuarians or whatever, those guys who work in insurance, fucking have those spreadsheets. They win like 98% or something of all those draft. The fantasy ones.
You can absolutely win money doing that. Like what you want to do is you want to really grind it. You want to get into I didn't do that much daily fantasy. I did it for a little while, but the way to win money at it is do 50-50s, which basically means that if you land in the top 50% of the people in your game, so you just have to have a little bit of skill above that amount of the field, you can win some.
You get your money back, right? And then you get more.
Well, depending on like how high up you end in the field, you can win some amount of money if you just keep playing those over and over again and play a ton of them. You can win money that way. Yeah.
I just had a thought. Maybe I know I'm an idiot, but I was just thinking, like, with all this talk about how tourism in Vegas is down, people are going to Vegas less. There's just way less people gambling. but there's this whole world of all this sports, but all this gambling online that has become so big.
Right.
I'm wondering, like, just dollars being moved from gambling, if it's trending upward, it's just down in Vegas and like the old, get a cocktail and go have a cigarette and pull a handle gambling way. I just had that thought while you were talking. I don't know if there's anything to it.
It's a great thought, but but the problem is because of the ease and because of our lack of control, self-control, discipline, the culture, it is a trend that's too easy to get caught up, right? And how easy do gamblers get caught up in those holes that they think they can get out of?
Mm-hmm.
It happens so quickly. I've done it. I mean, I was a degenerate poker player. I got comped monthly to go to Vegas. I watched the bridge being built, the Hoover Dam, the bridge spin in the Hoover Dam. I drove once a month. I'd play I'd be there for 2 nights and I'd play 36 hours. I'd play like a 20-hour in a 16, 18-hour session.
Like
drive
a
home
rounder.
2 in the morning, whatever, Monday morning, whatever. I had a bankroll. It took me 5 years to build up a $10,000 bankroll. Yeah. I went on a cooler. I lost it all in 5 months, man. I lost 33 straight flush draws at the flop. Like we're talking 40. I missed 33 in a row. And it was like, it got to the point where I was just like, it was bad. But the thing was, for me, once again, health, I'm lucky to be healthy enough in my life. When the drawer was empty, I just stopped. There was no cash to play with. The problem is people think they have, this is all plastic, this rectangle, they can draw ones and zeros. And this CBDC is going to make it harder to budget because you don't see the money. You don't physically handle it like we used to, I think.
How do you do that, Toad? Like, how do you limit yourself?
Discipline. You have to just have it in your mind. Like, okay, if my bankroll is, 10,000 or whatever, what you want to do is you want to limit yourself to sort of like basically betting like 1 to 3% of your bankroll with every single bet that you make, basically. So you're pretty much not going to be able to go broke that way because you're just not going to put enough of your money at risk to do it. So it's a grind. It's a slow grind.
So without getting too detailed here, but are you like successful enough that you're funding yourself to keep going? You're making money doing this?
I am good enough to do that, but right now I'm not doing that because at the point where I got fired, I didn't have enough money that was liquid. So like I have a lot of money that's tied up and stuff that I can't free up right now without a bunch of penalties. So right now I'm doing my betting show and giving betting advice, and I've had one of the best runs of my entire life with these picks, and I haven't actually won money on it because I don't have money to do it with. It's how ironic.
Did you cover
is that?
Oklahoma -9? Did they cover?
What was it?
Was it Oklahoma -9 New Year's Day or something? You said that you're welcome, or Christmas? I don't know.
New Year's Day.
It was somebody minus. I think it was Oklahoma -9. You're like, you're welcome. I was like, all right, I'm booking that one.
I don't. That doesn't. New Year's Day. I don't know. I know I had Oregon in college football on New Year's Day.
Oh, well, nice. Did you have Miami at all? Did you find Miami to be a surprise?
I wasn't surprised that they beat Texas A&M. I obviously was surprised they beat Ohio State.
Right.
I did not have. That was not one of my plays that I gave out. I didn't give out a play on any of the Miami games on my show, but I did. I gave out Miami as an opinion, as a lean in the game against Texas A&M, Miami plus the 3.5 or whatever. And some of my listeners bet it and won money on it. So
nice.
I'm happy for that.
That's always fun.
What do you think about Oregon and Indiana?
I think Indiana's going to win. I know Indiana already won at Oregon, so it is like Oregon would be the team that would be able to make the adjustments off of that, but I just think Indiana's too good, man, even though I know they're not like a huge favorite here, but the cream usually rises to the top. I think Indiana's going to win that game, and whoever wins that game, I would have to imagine is going to win the championship. It's going to be one of those two teams winning it.
I would completely have to agree.
Destined.
I'm an Oregon fan. So like my emotion or my heart is like, oh, I want Oregon to win. But when I'm looking at the numbers and I'm looking at the spread and I'm looking at how well Indiana's done this year, I'm like, man, I hate to say it, but I think Indiana's gonna beat them a second time.
They're legit. They're only like a 3.5 point favorite here against Oregon. Although that is crazy considering that when they played at Oregon in the middle of the season, Oregon was like a 7-point favorite in that game.
Yeah.
although Indiana won the game, you got to adjust the line a little bit. But now being like a 3-point favorite, Indiana is on a neutral. That's quite a shift. So I'm not going to have a bet on that game. But
and it's neutral,
though.
right? Where the game's not being played at either one of their schools. It's a bowl game, so it's neutral at least.
Right,
so.
all these big games. Yeah, once they get into the second round of the playoffs, they use the big like New Year's bowls as the bowls. So that one is the what is it? The Fiesta Bowl? Is that
the Peach Bowl?
It's the Peach Bowl. All right, so it's
it's not in Arizona, I don't think.
Yeah. The other game is the Fiesta Bowl then, I believe. So the Fiesta Bowl is the Miami one then. Miami and Ole Miss.
I was here during Oklahoma State or Oklahoma Boise State, the Statue of Liberty game.
I remember it. Yeah.
Outside that's crazy times. So
yeah,
so
interesting. I forget what year.
But
that
it
was.
seems like Indiana's destined, don't they? Like, but this is the thing. We've seen how many quarterbacks get like bopped on their head the first like drive of the game.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny.
And it's like,
but
no. I mean, Destin is in like they just look like a machine, and I don't mean it like they got lucky. I mean like they look
Kurt
sharp,
Cignetti
large,
is
fast, together.
He's an insane coach. He's really good at that program has skyrocketed just in like 2 years. It's insane, and they are actually this good. I thought that Ohio State was probably the best team in the country, and Indiana's second. Close second. I actually did give out Indiana as a play in the Big Ten Championship. I gave out Indiana +4, so that was a winner for me. They won the game outright. I thought that it would come down to Indiana against Ohio State again in the football playoff here, and of course Ohio State got bounced. But yeah, Indiana, they might be good enough, man. I mean, their quarterback has years of experience, although not in a playoff environment, but like none of these quarterbacks are experienced in a playoff environment at this point, so I think Indiana probably gets it done, but Indiana-Oregon is the two quarterbacks that are supposed to go 1-2 in the NFL draft are playing against each other in that game. Mendoza against Moore. Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I was curious your thought. I mean, I it's hard for me. That's another reason I can't do the sports betting stuff is number one, like I think it would be like heroin and I'd be one of those guys and like I just couldn't stop. But also, like, I like certain teams, and I know that you got to detach yourself from that.
You do. You have to bet against your favorite teams. Yeah. As much or maybe more than you bet on them. Like, you have to, just forget about where your biases are. And just bet on or against a team just based on your, read on the game, basically, your handicapping of the game. Yeah, just forget about bias. So, I root for the Boston teams, except I hated the Patriots under Belichick and Brady. I hate those guys. I'm not really a hater of the Patriots now anymore, and I liked them back when I was a kid, but I like all the Boston teams. I like the Colts because that was the anti-Patriot move to
Baltimore, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis to root for Peyton Manning. That was the move. Same franchise though, right? They just moved from Baltimore to Indy. But yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts about the gambling scandals that came up? Like, first of all, do you remember the one with Rick Tocchet and Gretzky's wife? Remember they had the first one, the hockey one?
I don't even really remember it. I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I
was. What do you thought about was it Chauncey Billups? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that who's this one? Yeah. What are your thoughts about
Chauncey Billups? And I don't even there were a few other guys. I think LeBron was even named in this one. The recent NBA one. I mean, I'm not surprised that it's happening. Like, if you watch some of these games, you can actually see some of these players seemingly like shaving their own stats. Like, it's really easy to rig like individual player props because all you have to do is
Q4 stuff, right? Like fourth quarter, you're up by 20. It's like, oh, I guess I'll miss every shot. You're going to give me 8 points, right?
Right, because all you have to do is have one player in on it basically and doing that. Yeah, so I mean, I do think that it does detract from the game. So I think the league should do something about it. I think if you're doing that, the league should penalize you in some way. Do I think those people should be in jail? No. I don't think they really actually did anything illegal because what damages did you cause? If people are betting on your props, they're taking a known risk. So
you're betting on a game of chance, regardless of whether you got screwed or not. It's still a game of chance.
But I think there's enough skill in it that you can win money at it because I've been able to do it. I've done.
Well, I just mean for them shaving. Yeah. I'm talking about ultimately. I know there is skill to it. That's not what I'm making the claim. Yeah, I remember there was a guy who was a World Series of Poker winner, I think, and they were going to tax him like 70%. And he's like, this is gain. I should be taxed a totally different rate because this is my income. And
Oh
he
yeah,
could
that was
prove- he
really
could
recent.
prove
That was,
it was a
oh god, I forget his name. And wasn't I think wasn't Helmuth like going after him or something? I'm trying to remember.
Was it Stu? Was it maybe Stewart? Stu. Oh, the guy who killed him. Did he kill himself or just OD? I forget.
Oh, I thought you were
Anyway.
talking about really recent. Stu Unger.
Oh
like,
no,
that
no,
was
this is a
long time
while
ago.
ago. It's like this is a long
Okay.
time ago when they wanted to tax, like, make it taxable, and he's like, it's a skill. This isn't some random game.
It might have
of
been Stu
chance. This
Unger. I
isn't-
mean, he was one of the best players in
yeah, it might have
history.
been Stu Unger. Yeah, I think it
then
was
he
before
died,
that
yeah.
even. Yeah,
There was
one of the original
something
guys,
that was
but-
going on, something related to the bracelets or something recently, and it was.
Oh, no
I-
way.
So I don't know, some guy, I forget. It was really just based. It was related to who became Player of the Year, I think, and they gave it to. I don't know. They gave it to somebody, and Helmuth was saying that they should have given it to somebody else based on some other criteria. I think I actually agreed with Helmuth on it, but I don't remember. It was some
Wow,
weird
that's rare.
thing.
I bumped into him outside Aria playing poker, and I'm like, "Can I take a selfie?" And I don't know if you ever saw him. I'm a short fuck. He's a tall fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to stumble around with the phone. He just give me that fucking thing. He just grabbed the phone. He just took the picture. I'm like,
Wow.
thank you.
Wow, so he was an
Thanks.
ass.
Yeah, total fucking. I'm like, I guess he must have had a bad day at the tables. But,
Yeah. I was never a huge fan of him, like just watching poker.
No,
back in
and
the
I
day.
understand his play. I know his spiel. It's silly.
He only focuses on Hold'em and not the more elaborate
Yeah, but
poker
you're gonna play
games.
Raz in Omaha. Those are weird. Like
Yeah,
Raz
dude,
is
I
weird.
I won a decent amount with Raz playing on Poker Stars
Really?
because people don't know how to play it.
Right,
In those
I've never
games
heard-
where you're playing for like somewhat small amounts of money. People have
Howard
no idea how to play
Howard
it, so-
Letterman. Harold Letterman is that
Letterer.
the Bagman? Howard Letterer, right?
Letterer, yeah.
Pan Dukes or Annie Duke's brother, right?
I've
Yeah,
never
Or
heard of
Letterer. He
Raz.
was- Yeah, Raz is like a unique. I don't want to say weird because that's like judging it, but it's a unique one that no one really plays, and it's like worst hands, right? Isn't it?
It's
worst
dealt
hand,
like
2 to
7 card stud, but the aim is to get the worst hand, pretty much. Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. So you don't want anything connected. Like you want it to be like 2, 4, 5. Like.
And it's
all
different from
different
like there's also deuce to 7 high low, which I liked playing that too. Deuce to 7 high
Right.
low, triple draw. I played that quite a bit.
Omaha high low. I mean, it's crazy.
Omaha high low is actually kind of awesome. Yeah, I like that too.
It's a hard one because, to your point, everybody's thinking about winning the hand. They don't think about the low.
Yeah.
And that's where they get, you know what I mean? So like they don't generally scoop the full thing. They only scoop half. Anyway, all right. I'm geeking out on cards.
I just know that I'm gonna have to go watch Rounders after this now.
Oh, yeah,
Rounders is
Letterer is in that,
phenomenal.
right? Love that movie. yeah.
his money. His
It's the best poker movie. Although I don't know, I for some reason I have an affinity for Two for the Money as my favorite gambling.
I was gonna
movie.
say
Just-
2 for the money because you look like a McConaughey, Toad.
a
You're
lot of
handsome
people.
guy.
Well, a lot of people hate, like the critics hate that movie and whatever. I don't know. I like it. Yeah, it's McConaughey.
I
and
thought it was pretty
Pacino.
good. Pacino was pretty. It was.
It's
good. It was
NFL
like-
betting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was totally fun because it was light. It was like no one took that seriously.
Yeah.
Come on, you couldn't
like-
take that seriously.
No,
Yeah,
there was no grandma in that one beating people up.
No, yeah. Rounders is a darker movie. Yeah, it's more serious.
Rounders is real. Like
Yeah,
Teddy, and no, it's crazy.
Yeah, and Howard Letterer. Something happened with him where there was some scandal that he was involved in. I
He
forget
was
exactly
in
what it
the
was,
Poker Stars thing. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you ever heard. He was like the bag man for some bad dudes, like for the
Really?
mafia back in the day. There was a
That's
point.
kind
who
of
was it?
kind of based actually.
This is what it was. Somebody, it was after the Poker Stars thing, because like I was playing in the Vegas rooms with those guys, not against many of them. Like there might be one at the table or something, but I was competent enough to keep my own, but be just consistent. And you would hear the stories, and the stories would get around. Harold has like 50 grand or 100 grand in his trunk, and somebody goes up to him and goes, "Hey man, I had some in Poker Stars. Remember the whole thing? Basically, they froze the accounts.
Yeah.
I think it was Dolly. What's it? Texas Dolly's son.
Doyle
Brunson's
Brunson.
son.
Todd Brunson
Yeah,
is his son.
Todd Brunson. I think he goes.
Doyle Brunson
How much you have
died
in
a couple
there?
years ago, by the way. R.I.P.
Oh,
Doyle
Todd Brunson died.
Doyle Brunson.
Or,
did.
oh yeah, Doyle
Yeah.
did. Yeah, all right.
love Doyle Brunson, dude. I love that
Texas,
guy.
He was 10-2 offsuit, man. You got to at least take a
I
stab
have
at
his
it,
I have
right?
his book. I have both versions of Super System. Doyle Brunson.
I have
yeah.
Super System too, man. It's somewhere. So I just remember looking at these guys, and you're playing. Oh, I just lost my thought. Oh yeah, he goes, how much you have in there? He goes, I had 70. He goes, come on out. They walk out to his car. He counts out 70K cash. Goes, we square, and he goes, yeah. He goes,
That was
"We're good."
Todd Brunson.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
the story. Was Todd had 70 still in Joker Stars when they shut the whole thing down. And Harold and him went out to his car and just paid him off. It's like fucking crazy shit. That's like 50K left on the top roof of a car.
Yeah.
That they drove away on and after winning some. It's nuts stories, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And speaking of taxes, by the way, like I don't know what is gonna I haven't really heard anything from the sports betting community since the turn of the year here, but because of the big beautiful bill, the BBB, there was an amendment that got thrown into the Senate version of it from Senator Mike Crapo out of Idaho. He put in an amendment which was, I thought it was going to fuck sports betting, and I don't know because I'm not actually doing it right now for money, but now the way that sports betting would work tax-wise, if you're doing it legally, of course, before the start of 2026, like before the BBB came in, everybody knew how it worked in like the sports betting, and basically it was you could deduct all of your losses. Like they separated losses and wins. You get taxed on your wins. We all know that, whatever your tax rate is, and then you deduct all of your losses. Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
now,
I get a printout from the casino every year how much money they estimated I lost.
But with the BBB, they changed that so you can only deduct 90% of your losses. So you get taxed on 10% of your losses. And that was seemingly going to erase like the profit margin for most professional bettors because these margins are so thin. So I'm like, how are people going to do this professionally now? So I'm not sure how they are. Like I listen to a lot of professional bettors, but they're also like touts that like sell their picks though. Like a lot of them have really good information, but like I know they get paid like for giving out their picks or whatever, but are they still, they must still be making money like betting as well. So I don't know, like, is the BBB actually affecting it? Because like it seemed like it was pretty much going to erase like all profit margin. Because imagine you're like a high volume player and you're betting, you know, over $1 million. You have like over $1 million in play every year to win. Or yeah, you have like millions of dollars at play, and you're trying to win like basically 200,000 a year or whatever. That's like your typical profit, sort of. If you're good at it, you're gonna have up and down years or whatever. But it seems like if you then get like say you had like just a couple million won, you know, whatever. Like say you had like 2.2 million won, 2 million were your losses, so you actually won 200,000, right? But then you get taxed 10% of that 2 million. Wouldn't that erase all of the money you won? You know what I mean? Like, it seems insane.
Yeah, that seems like crazy.
Like, it seems like, because that would be 200,000, and yeah, you just lose all of it.
I know guys running up and down the strip to get a half a point here and there.
Oh, yeah, those are the runners, yeah.
The runners, yeah. I mean, I knew a lot of those runner guys. They would just be bolting up and down.
Now they just do it online.
Like you said, the margins are so thin. They're so thin.
Well, that's why you need, like, a bunch of sports books. That's why you're screwed if you're going to try to professional bet in, like, New Hampshire. I'll pick on New Hampshire again because they just have DraftKings as a monopoly there, but you can't line shop. Like, you need to be in a state that has several books available. You got to have an account at every book, and then you can find the best number at different books depending on what you're betting. You need to have all those options available. As many as you can, man. So,
you have any one that, like, any bet that you're like, you nailed it, you were dead on, everybody was on the opposite side of or something, and you just, like, looked at it, you had this vision, you did your little meditation, said, no, this is the right side. And then it paid off.
I mean, that kind of happens a lot, I think, because
I'm sure it does. The masters are asses, right?
I'm betting the contrarian side of a ton of things. So, yeah, that
good
happens.
way to go.
It happens quite a bit. I mean, I don't know, like, some are more, like, well-known than others. Like, of course, it happens in the Super Bowl sometimes where, like, a lot of times I'll have a good read, like, on the side. Like, I feel like the Super Bowl, I actually tend to bet the side more often than you would think based on, like, because, like, if I look at, like, an NFL week, like, the weekly slate of NFL, I'll probably have, like, 3 or 4 sides that I might bet on, maybe 2 to 4. But, like, the Super Bowl, I think I'm betting on, like, more than half of the Super Bowls on the side just because I have, like, a sense for what the side will be because it's, like, so heavily publicly bet. Like I do remember those back-to-back Super Bowls where it was like the public is always betting the offense and everybody wants the offense. One of them was the year that Denver had that insane offense with Peyton Manning and they were going up against Seattle, the Legion of Boom, and everybody was on Denver. I took Seattle and Seattle destroyed them. So I went with the defense. And then I think the very next year, it was the complete opposite, and nobody wanted Denver. And Denver still had Peyton Manning, I think, in his final year, right? It was like Super Bowl 50 or whatever. And it was all about Denver's defense that year, and Manning wasn't doing much that year. And they were up against, Cam Newton, the flashy Panthers offense. And the Panthers were like a 5.5-point favorite in that one. And I'm like, no, this is Denver. Like, it has Denver written all over it. Defense, like, I'm taking the points. I took money line in that game. Yeah, so that was one of them as well. Last year,
this year?
The Rose Bowl last year was one of them with Ohio State against Oregon. Everybody was on Oregon in the Rose Bowl last year, and I was Ohio State. And Ohio State, just right out of the gate, it was no sweat. Ohio State destroyed them.
Oh, yeah.
So that was one of them as well.
Who you liking this year for the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna have to do my my bracket special on my show, which I might do like late tonight at some point. The way that I do the bracket, I actually game theory it. Like I'm gonna fill it out on ESPN, and what I do is it really works for March Madness because it's a bigger bracket, so you can really find like leverage spots where you have to like figure out where the public is and what they're picking, and find spots where they're over picking a certain team and go against them at certain points. So I don't know if I want to. Well, people that are going to watch my show are probably not watching this show for the most part. But based on what I was looking at and what the people are picking, as far as who's going to win the Super Bowl and whatever, I do not like the pick that I'm going to wind up making. The game theory pick is going to be the Denver Broncos. I'm pretty sure, and in my mind, it really, really doesn't seem like that's the way to go. But their path is okay because they have the 1 seed, so they have to play fewer games. They didn't rest anybody in their last game, so that was smart because you don't want to have 2 weeks off because I think you develop rust when you have 2 weeks off. So I thought it was smart that they
needed to win to get to lock the 1 seed, right?
That's true, yeah.
So it made sense to play,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well,
so
you're right. You don't want 2 weeks off. You do get dull.
Right, but of course I worry a lot about the fact that their quarterback is super inexperienced. Like I know he was in the playoffs last year for 1 game, but is their defense good enough combined with him to actually get them to the Super Bowl? I don't know, but like everybody's picking Seattle. Like Seattle's the hot commodity right now. You can make the same question about that, like them. Like what has Sam Darnold done at this level? Like he seems to choke in all these big games. So, and because everybody's picking Seattle, I can't go with Seattle. The Rams seem like they are definitely a threat. Like the Rams definitely are one of the teams that could definitely win the NFC. I mean, they have all of that. They have the experience. They're probably the best team in the NFL power ratings wise. Seattle's defense is very good. Yeah. Rams have more balance though, plus the experience and an experienced coach. So I would worry about them. The Eagles.
I mean, can Saquon heat up? I mean, they're experienced.
Of course they can. Yeah. They did it last year. Yeah. They have a different defense, or like 6 of their defensive starters from last year are not on the team this year, but the Eagles are kind of like a sleeping giant almost. They were like, obviously they could just wake up and make a run in the playoffs here. So that could happen as well. The AFC is a lot of teams that I just don't see them like doing a whole lot. Like I know the experience is on the side of the Bills, but their defense is not good enough. And then, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is looming in there.
It's like I want the Bills. I want Josh Allen. I kind of like he seems okay. Like cool, win,
yeah,
cool. But then they don't, they don't really live up to it. Yeah.
They the Bills, I believe, have not won a road playoff game for 3 decades, and like pretty much all their games are gonna have to be on the road in this playoff slate here.
It does not bode well.
I could end up seeing it be Broncos and Seahawks again. I mean, it could happen, but I'm a Niner fan. They barely made it in. They're licking their wounds. Everybody's hurt. I don't think that.
Yeah, they have a very injured defense. Their offense is good, but the defense is injured. I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles.
I don't think so. It's going to be close, but I don't think so.
I was pulling for Phillip Rivers, man. I was like, come on, win one of those games.
So was I.
man.
I was still. I'm still a Colts fan, and Rivers, dude. I
He
kind of love everything about him, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. He had like 82 kids.
He's a
Fucking
grandpa.
throws the ball
With
weird,
all
talks
with one
shit,
woman,
but like,
though. With
but he's
one
not
woman.
like, yeah, and he's not an asshole. He just talks shit. Like he talks smack at a game. It's like a
He doesn't
game,
even like. You notice that he doesn't even like. It's hilarious. His smack talk is all like.
Oh yeah,
it's
like
PG
clean-
smack talk. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
swear.
he's like Bill Cosby himself. Not that we want to reference that as being clean, but yeah, basically that. It's like Brian Regan comedy.
I love Brian Regan. Yeah, like
There
to
you
be able
go.
to do that for that long and be that good at comedy and be clean. Yeah,
Bart Gaze's clean, right?
yeah. I've seen both of them live a couple of times. Yeah, they're both really good. Gaffigan basically is one of those guys too. Yeah, they all do well. doing
Gaffigan's
that,
up there, yep.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, very cool.
I've seen all of them live. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I got to see Rogan and Chappelle and Darnell Rawlings and
Oh, yeah,
Segura. To your point, Jake. Yeah, July 9th when they reopened the MGM. It was worth it. I paid a little bit
Nice.
for those tickets, but it was worth it. Went with my girlfriend. We had a great time. So
Nice.
Was that like when they opened up shows again? That big show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup, that big show. Yeah, Segura did a surprise 30. I had no idea. It was like he just
That's
did
awesome.
it. It was
Yeah,
like,
I've seen him. I think twice. I saw Chappelle once as well. Chappelle,
he-
I think it was like 2 specials ago. The one that was released on Netflix 2 specials ago. I think that was the material I saw Chappelle.
yeah, the
doing.
trans one, right? The trans
Yeah.
friend and all that. Yeah, that's
No, the one
yeah.
after. I think it was the one after.
Oh, after that one. Okay. Because yeah, I know he was workshopping that one for hours. Like while he was doing that show, he was
Yeah.
totally workshopping because he was working out different jokes and you could see him kind of, it was right there, like right just about being honed, but he was just making his little, it's kind of fun watching him craft it. Like on
Yeah,
I
I
was,
saw him in like a polished set, like at TD Garden in Boston. So yeah.
I was traveling back and forth to Austin quite a bit over the last few years. I had a company that was out there and I was going to the mothership a lot. Every time I'd go to town, I'd go to the mothership and I saw Rogan a bunch of times. I saw Segura a bunch of times, Joey Diaz, Ari Shafir.
Yeah.
It was really cool to like take and right up front, first row. Like some of that stuff is the best. You know who really I really liked his special was Brian Simpson. That Netflix special that Brian Simpson did was really good. The whole joke about the WAP and how he's rating pussy.
I don't even think I know who that is. If it's still on
Go-
Netflix, I got to check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. It's one of the guys who was like a regular at the.
He's like a
the
regular
Comedy
at
Mothership.
Comedy Mothership.
But he's
doesn't he host the open mic or whatever?
He
or
does the
something?
bottom of
does
the
some
barrel
trash
show. So
something?
that's
the
the other
bottomless
thing.
barrel. That's what it was.
The bottom of the barrel show is really cool. They put a bunch of topics in a barrel and they pull one out, and it's literally just improv on that.
Like
thing.
an
They have to,
improv,
they
yeah.
have to do comedy on that. Wow. All right.
And I saw Shane Gillis do that. Matt McCusker was there for that. I saw Segura for that too. Like they do that in the small room, but Brian Simpson runs that show, and his hour that he did was like phenomenal. But I saw this last summer, I saw Louis come through Seattle.
I just saw him actually. That was, I think, the most recent comedy show I saw was Louis, like not that long ago. Yeah.
That I'm hoping he films that because that was a solid hour.
The most, like, was it like really recent? You mean, or
Yeah, I mean, I saw him.
it was super dark, like the one where he's talking about like his dead father and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Super dark. Yeah, it was a good show though. Yeah.
It was great. I will say too. I mean, we probably start wrapping this up, but I ordered and read his book that he wrote because I was like, I like Louis. I really liked that Horace and Pete show that he did.
I actually liked it too, yeah. And his other show, the Louis show. I liked the 4th of July, the movie that he did with Joe List. I went to a they did like advanced screening of it. They did them in New York and Boston. I went to the one in Boston, and they were both there with like almost the entire cast, and they did like a Q&A. It was pretty cool.
Check out his book. He wrote a book called Ingram, and it's like
I will have to check it out. Yeah,
it's a novel, and it's like it's not funny. It's actually super dark and like
wow,
and kind of depressing. But I hope they option that into a movie because I was really impressed with what he did. But I don't know, Toad. Do you have anything else you want to cover? Anything else you want to promote?
Hold on, I just got a message on the Facebook, the Boomer Social Network. It's man who shall remain nameless, but I'm supposed to tell Toad that Mad Dog sends his regards. He'll know what it means.
I do. What's up, Mad Dog? Yeah, I was on Mad Dog's Space for a little while the other night.
Yeah, we jumped on there, right? We had a good time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were in there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, we're just messing around.
Yeah,
Power
so you told,
come on, you're like, I was on Great
Pilled.
Pilled. I'm like, we're still doing it. Jump on.
That's right. You told me to get in there. That's right. And Mad Dog told me to get in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Yeah. With
excited,
Gnome. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Hey,
definitely
Jake,
gonna
any
watch
last
your-
questions or anything? Or
I'm gonna watch your
before-
bracket show now because I want to watch how you break all this stuff down.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want to check
it's-
that out.
It's
Definitely.
autistic.
Yeah.
It's game theory. Yeah. You'll have to go to Toadstool Sports on.
Would you like to play a game?
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
wording
I'm
work
gonna
out?
be Jigsaw basically. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. It'll probably be a short one because the NFL bracket is not that big, but it also does like the seed reshuffling, so you have to kind of try to take
Right.
that into account. But I mean, you'll see how I do it. I do not fill out a bracket the way that most people do because the aim is to try to beat people in the game, like it's game theory more so
Right.
than actually try to predict it, which kind of fucks with your mind.
It is
That's what we try to do, yeah. And then with the March Madness one, I haven't had the champion right for like a few years now, which is kind of pissing me off. But Florida should have been.
Were you on
bounced
some
last
kind of
year.
roll for a while? Did you like nail it for a certain percentage? Like how many? Would you say how you hit it? What 10%, 20%? The March
No,
Madness one?
that would be insane.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. 1 out of 5 would be nuts, man. I couldn't imagine that.
I had 2 in a row, I think in 2016, 2017, something like that. It was whatever years were. UNC was one of them, and Villanova was the other. I had both of those, but since then I haven't had a champion right. Feel like I keep getting screwed.
I saw a guy on one of the. I think he did a 19-team parlay and just picked chalk, and it just turned out it won. You know, what I mean?
Last year was a
You're
very
like,
chalky bracket. Last year, all the 1 seeds made the Final Four for the first time.
Yeah.
Since 2008, and it was only the second time ever.
Right. That's pretty crazy. So.
Yeah. And
Well,
I
anything
had,
else, Jake? You any? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Toad.
No, I was just gonna say I bounced Florida in my bracket, and I needed that to happen, and then all the Florida pickers beat me because I thought they were just too public of a team, and they got me. Nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, they seem like one of those overrated type or overhyped kind of teams for a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were kind of inexperienced. They were ranked pretty low to start the season, which usually isn't a good sign. And then usually you don't want to be in a faster paced team like they were, and they could have lost multiple times in the tournament. Like UConn probably should have beaten them in the second round, and then Texas Tech probably should have beaten them as well, which I had that in my bracket. I had Texas Tech beating Florida. Really close to happening. Wasn't happy about that result, but what can you do?
There's Mad Dog. Wait,
yeah.
this regrets we need a backstory here all of a sudden. So,
Yeah.
Jake, you have any other questions? Anything else, man? Toad, thanks so much for joining, man. This is awesome. So cool that you like share your time with us. Like we're nobodies,
having
and
me.
you're like, hey, it's cool. You just want to hang. So we really appreciate
No, I
it.
learned a lot. I'm
Yeah,
looking
I
forward
love
to
to
more
hang,
Kanye
man.
covers.
All right, I'm gonna do the one about sucking his cousin's dick next.
I'm a vocalist too, man. So maybe you and I can collaborate. We'll do some.
right.
You should do the fish sticks one too.
Jake's a musician, clearly.
man.
If you look behind me.
I'll do the
If you look behind
instrumental
Jake.
Heil Hitler.
No, thanks for coming on, Todd. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
So where can we see your stuff? Like when are you going to do the show, or is it going to be a YouTube channel? Do you have places where you can contact you? How do we get a hold of you?
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff. So Learn to Toad on Twitter. You can also subscribe to me there if you want. I'm Learn to Toad on Instagram as well, which is mostly short form betting content. The long form, really autistic analysis for the betting is Toadstool Sports on YouTube, and it's also on audio, Apple and Spotify. I do that every day, sometimes multiple times a day. I'm on there, and especially when we're doing these, like I do these bracket specials and stuff, so that's where that's going to be. If I might decide to do it at like midnight Eastern tonight, or I don't know, I got to figure out when I want to do it. I will also have Clint on. Clint Russell, Liberty Lockdown, is going to be on. We have a subset of my show called Bald, because we're both bald, but it's Balled. He'll be on tomorrow night, I believe, at 9 p.m. Eastern to also talk about the NFL playoff predictions. I also have a ukulele channel on YouTube, Covered in Uke. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/learn-to-toad. You can get bonus ukulele content there. And I'm one of the hosts of the Loser Cast, which is a new comedy panel podcast where we We call a bunch of people losers, essentially. We nominate losers and vote on them, and that's at least once a week we do that. We did that last night.
I got to check that out. That sounds fun.
That's on
Yeah, that
YouTube,
sounds
and I
like
think
fun.
we're going to get nuked on YouTube, so...
I want to be on that panel because I want to do all the voices.
All right, well, we might... we're definitely open to having guests on, I would say, so we could do that, yeah.
We could be like the guest loser of the show.
We should think about that, yeah.
Cool. Well, that's awesome, man. Thanks again for joining, man. Anything else you got, Jake, before we call it?
No, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this sweet outro.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to close this out. Once again, we've had Toad today. Next week, what do we have? It's the 14th. Who's that next week?
Why are you going to put me on the spot?
Oh, that's the new egg bacon nationalist, the egg nationalist.
Raw egg nationalist?
Raw egg
The
nationalist.
Raw egg nationalist.
You think you're a small show?
Yeah.
Like, I'm your smallest guest. Like, I saw your lineup, man. I'm like, nah. Yeah.
What are
got
you
all these
talking?
big
What are you
guests, yeah.
talking about? Jake got all the days, dude. I've been doing this 5 years, and I got Michael Jackson's nephew. I'll take that one as like awesome. But dude,
Wow.
I ain't shit. I just got Clint. The week that he did it with Ian Carroll and Dave Smith is the Monday he did with me. That's like what I clip at the end of this too. So stick around with us, Toad, though. Cause go ahead, Jake.
No, I was gonna say that was the week before I joined the show. Like we got to get Clint back on because I really want to talk.
Yeah,
to
we
him.
got to get Clint back on. We've got the redacted guys coming, Toad. I don't know if you saw that. We're going to do a debate between Jack Danger and Jacob Winograd. We've got Rechtenwald coming on. We've got Horton coming on. We've got a bunch of awesome ones, and Brett Freeman, Rob Yates. I'm doing a couple other ones with Not Conscious. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So Toad, thanks again. Stick around. We're going to hit this outro, but we want to talk to you real quick after this. So everyone else, this has been another If by Whiskey. Thanks for joining us.
Subscribe to If by Whiskey. Fuck Liberty
thank
Lockdown.
you.
Subscribe to this show.